Hello everyone, welcome to DCC YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss the problem of Leetcode weekly contest minimum size array in infinite array. So we let's start with the problem statement. So you are given a zero indexed array num and an integer target. A zero indexed array infinite nums is generated by infinitely appending the elements of the nums to itself. So we have to return the length of the sorted subarray of the array infinite nums with the sum equal to target. If there is no such subarray, we have to return -1. So let's understand the problem first. So basically, so basically, we are having an array which consists of values, and we can append this array infinitely many times. So, like if I want to append another same array after that, I can append this, and if I if I want to append more such subarrays, so I can definitely append. So I having an array, and I can append the same array after that infinitely many times, and we having a target, we having a target and we have to return whether we can achieve this target or not by doing this type of append by doing this type of operations after means appending the arrays after any given array, or we can uh, we can get the target in the array itself. So let's take an example. So like 1, 2, 3, and we have to achieve target 5. So here 1, 2, 3, and target is our target is 5. So we can append more 1, 2, 3 after that. So yeah. So if I append 1, 2, 3 two times, so it looks like this. And if I want to get the minimum length of a subarray which having some 5. So let's just start from first. It's giving 3. If I take these two, it's giving me sum as 5 and its length is 2. Similarly, if I take these two, this having length 2 and subarray having target as sum equals to 5. So here we get as our length has 2. So there are a couple of cases we have to cover, like if we append a array and we append the same array after that in this one. So what is the possibilities are here? So there may be possible that the target, we can get the target inside this first array, inside the first array, like in this example only, we get the array inside the array, we get the target inside this array itself. So there may be this case like the if the like the target is possible to be get between this. So there may be case that the target is achievable inside the array only, and there are like other cases as well. So here if we append like target, so there will be possibility that we have to take some values from the back of this array, like we have to take these much values from this, and we have to take some values from this array also. So like we have to take these much values, right? We have to take these much values, some from the. So if I call this first and this is my second array, means the append I append the same array two times. So if I take the some values from the suffix, like the from the last of the first array, and some values from the first of the second array, then we can definitely achieve a target. There may be a case like we can do by this manner to reduce our length minimum. So there may be a case also. This case is also possible. Or like there is a similar case if we having a array and I append another array, the same array again. So there may be a possibility that we have to take this whole array and some values of this array as well, right? So what can we do? What we do? We just check. We calculate the sum of given array, and then we know whether we have to take array fully or not. Like if the target is greater than the sum of the values. If the is let's suppose if the target is greater than the sum of the array. Sum of arrays. So in this case, what I know, like the we have to take a whole array one times at or maybe two times. So it depends on the target value, how much by how the target is greater than the sum of the arrays. So in this case, we know definitely that we have to take some arrays completely, and take some values either from the prefix or either from the suffix of another arrays. Then, so what can we do? We just do the in this case we just do the modulo of the target, because if we do modulo of my target with the sum, like sum is less than that. So if I do modulo of the target, then uh, I definitely know that there may be a remainder which is less than sum. So for searching for now, my target is the remaining value. So there is some remainder, right? So now my target is to search for the remainder in the array, right? So let's move on the code for how we can implement this process. Like there are some couple of cases to cover. So let's move on to the code. So yeah, so what I do, I just store the sum of the target in my sum variable. Then I just create a result in which we are storing the result, final result, and then I create a variable reminder in which I am storing the reminder. So after that, this is the length of the this is sub-array length which I have to take. So I just divide the target with the sum to know how many arrays I need fully. Like we have to cover those arrays fully. So by in this I calculate this, and I know the size of the array, and so the length of the subarray is the product of these two. Then I check if my remainder is zero, like I can able to cover the whole array by by the whole arrays, right? So in this case, I have to just return this subarray length. And again, in another, if means some remainder is there, then what I do, I just create a map for storing the indices of the values in the prefix, and this is additional length. So we are done with the subarray length of those arrays which we take fully. So now our task is to check to search for the remainder value in the subarray in the array itself, and this length is additional length. So I make it as additional length. I store it like, and I just run a loop from 0 to 2 into n. Why 2 into n? Because there may be a case like there may be a case that we are taking these values, like the sum from the last and sum from the beginning. So I have to run a loop two times, means up to 2n to contain these values, right? So I just do that for the for the sake, and I store the sum. We are storing the sum, and if I am storing the sum and the index of the given sum, and if I at any point I found that sum minus remainder. So what I'm doing here, so like uh, in the array, I'm like doing the sum. So I reached here I reached here with some value sum. So with some sum. So let's say it is x. It's having x sum. Now we are searching for remainder, right? So now if I store this x as mark this integer with some integer I, right? And in future I just found any in future I found a sum as y, right? So if I know if I found that y minus x equals to remainder, right? If this subarray is giving me a reminder, the value equals to reminder. So now we have to search for, we are at y, our sum is y. So we have to search for y minus remainder, because I know y and remainder. And if I found that I have some value x previously, which giving me the value x, so I can just definitely tell that this is the length of the subarray we are looking for, right? So just we store this if we found any value, some minus remainder previously. So I just uh, compute the length of that and store it in my additional length and minimize the additional length. There may be possibility that we have found with more than uh, two subarrays or more than one subarray in which we are getting the subarray sum as the remainder. So we have to check for the minimum length. So I store the minimum length, the additional length in this, and finally I store the total subarray length plus additional length in my result, and I rather check is there no possibility that the result is we can't able to get the required sum. So in this case, I just checked whether my result is greater than 1 in 9. I just store in -1 in that and finally return it. So I hope the problem should be clear to you all. So thank you for watching this video and like and subscribe to our channel.